Business owners, I've got a bone to pick with you, and it's because you are not being fair. Let's talk about your advertising dollars and how you evaluate them. Now, I can relate to you. I own a few businesses. Both of my businesses, one retail, one B2B, spend money every month, $3,000 to $5,000 a month or more to get new customers. I've also been on the retail side, owning a boat and RV dealership, a very successful one, for around 10 years. So I know what you go through. But here's the part that kills me nowadays is you're not fair. And what I mean by that is I talk to clients of mine and other businesses, agencies all the time. And one of the things I constantly get is a grilling on what our program, the ROI Engine, does. The different elements that it brings to the table. And okay, is there a return on investment on that? Trust me, I love the ROI. That's what we pride it on. That's what the program is. That's what my company is called, the ROI Experts. But why don't you hold all media to the same standards? And here's what I mean. You've got a radio station. You're buying radio ads. And as I show you in a second, you don't know jack about what's happening. But you continue to spend money there to brand or because it's what you always did. I heard a commercial the other day for a restaurant I work with on radio that, as you see in a minute, they have no idea what's happening there. And on our program, they do. So my question is, why are you evaluating marketing in a different place? I've got two kids. One of them's upstairs. One's in Florida right now. They are both treated the same way. The rules are the same. I don't say, oh, Cole, Paige gets to do that because she's Paige, or Paige, Cole gets to do that because no, they're treated in the same manner. And you should be treating your ad budget the same way. So let's dive into it. I want to show you a few things. I apologize, I'm a little hyped, but I go through this every day, and I'm tired of being able to show businesses amazing metrics while my competitors on mass media can't show anything, and yet we're the one that are getting judged all the time. So let's do this. Let me make myself a little smaller here. And I'm going to show you something. So we're going to walk through an example of a restaurant that we work with and show you the stats and let you tell me what I'm missing. So here we are. This is Rapid Fire Pizza in Florence, Kentucky. And we're going to use that as an example because, as you see in a minute, the map I show you. So we've got 1,983 subscribers right now. This has happened in over 3 months, 3 to 4 months. The program has grown dramatically. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So let's evaluate traditional media and why you're not holding all of your advertising dollars accountable. So this top line here is the ad method. So right here, I've got mass media like radio and TV ads. Might be billboards, might be newspaper, magazines. Now, they supposedly reach thousands of people, tens of thousands. The radio map right here for this, I'm going to show you in a second, is from WLW, and it looks like it's from a long time ago. But I wanted the map to show you a point. So did you know that most media, the numbers a radio station throws out, we have 250,000 monthly listeners, is actually guessed? They do a couple thousand, like 2,000 journals that people used to fill out. Now it's called the People Meter. And they guess based on the size of the market. Now, another aspect of that is, where are your customers actually at that are hearing it? So let me zoom in over here. And you're going to see how important this is in a second. Is when I go over here to this map, as you can see, it's a big map. Get my screen to zoom over here. Oh, it went away on me. There we go. So if you're from this area, you know where I'm at. I actually live down in here, in this county right here, Boone County, should be right there. Now, this restaurant, Rapid Fire Pizza, is down here. You see this circle. Now, this is their circle because their signal is big, so that's why I think this is from a long time ago. This dark red right here is the Cincinnati DMA, and it goes up to Louisville or up to Dayton there. But this real darker, the pink, I guess, the dark red is our market, and then this is Northern Kentucky. Well, I can promise you that 90% of the people that can hear this commercial for a restaurant that I know in this area that bought it are not driving south across the river. It's like the Great Wall of China. They're not going to drive past 200 restaurants, 300, 1,000 restaurants to come to one down here in Florence. So in this case, we're just talking about an example here to show you. It's just to give you an idea that that map that when you buy radio, you buy TV, unless you're buying billboards, which are local. I understand that. But radio, TV, which is what I'm talking about here, you're reaching 90% of the people that aren't coming. So we talked about that. Now, the ROI engine, we use internal marketing efforts to help grow a database. We use a lot of organic online, like your website, your email list, because we're driving the Facebook Messenger as well, which is a whole other video, 90% open rates versus 10 to 20% email, different video, different time. But we're also using Facebook ads and Facebook page organic and groups. So you reach people that are right around you. There's no waste. Now, who did you reach? So if we look at radio, the radio commercial I heard yesterday, they reached Matt Plapp. Caught my attention because it's a client. Do they know who they reached? Do they know who heard it? Who tapped their friend on the shoulder? Who said, I love their wings. I love their pizza. I love their sandwiches, whatever. They have no idea. You have no clue. And as you see, the rest of the points I'm going to bring up, mass media leads nowhere. It's hope and pray marketing. I worked in radio. All advertising works. But if you're not doing what 2019 allows you to, you're wasting money. Okay, so now let's go to the ROI engine. We are reaching very, 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 very specific people. Because number one, after our program runs, we are optimizing it based on the people who physically walked in, sat down, and spent money at your restaurant. But I digress. Let's go a little back. Who are we targeting? Well, if I go to their page, I can look and see who their page reaches and who the ads reach. And so, for example, if we go to people reached, this is where you see the bulk of their people. So 5,700 people that were reached. And I don't know what this time is. I think this is 30 days. It doesn't give you an exact time. I want to say this is 30 days. 5,700 people reached Florence, Kentucky. 1,800 Burlington, which is right next door. 1,078 Union, Kentucky. That's where Matt Plapp is sitting. 562 Independence, right over there. 392 Erlanger. It goes on and on. Most of these cities are right around the Florence area, and they are in places that people would drive to get food. I leave Union all the time to go to Florence to go to eat dinner at Rapid Fire Pizza. So there's that. Now let's look at local. It's another aspect. This is pretty cool because if you look at this, I can go in here and say 1 month. So I'm going to look at the date range of 1 month, and Facebook's going to tell me how many people I can reach and what my people look like. So for example, it's telling me the top age group for this page is 25 to 34. The busiest time on Facebook is 1 to 2 on Saturdays. But you come down here and it's going to tell you how many people you can reach that are within distance, walking distance of your restaurant. And you can see by where they're at, they're 96% local, 4% traveling. You can see what age. But long story short, right here, 74,000 people are within 2 miles of this business. Would you rather waste money on radio on this big map over here or put it in Facebook where it tells you 74,000 people are within 2 miles of you? Great. Hammered that point home. So now let's go to who engaged, who listened, saw, commented, liked, shared. Well, as we know, there's no data. You have no idea on mass media what happens. But on digital marketing, you do. Here is Florence's ad, that post that was made organically and some money put behind it on September 19th. I can look down here and see we had 45,000 people reached. I had 10,177 engagements. But guess what? You know what? Let's take it a step farther. I can see who commented and said what. I can see that Emily Arnett Bosley, ironically, I went to school with her, said bacon, green peppers, and mushrooms. That's her favorite pizza. I can see all these people and what they said and what kind of pizza they like and the toppings and all that good stuff. Won't even go into the back of this, but every one of these people also opted into the program because that's next. There's an automatic reply that happens when they engage with our page posts. So back to this point, we can see exactly to their name who engaged, commented, liked, shared, all that good stuff. So as you're judging the ROI engine versus radio or TV, they've now left. They're gone right here. They can't do anything below here. Now we're on to the next part. Who opted in? Well, we help you get a big list. Here's a good example. You can see this post right here. as we go back up here, we get up to the top, 2,300 comments. And those 2,300 comments led to 1,983 opt-ins. And if I go to the audience, I have data on every single person. I have their first name, their last name, male, female, their email address. I have what offers they've received, how much they've spent. You name it, we've got it. So now, again, no idea. People hear your radio commercial. They aren't giving you their name. They're, hey, rapid fire. This is Matt Plapp. I heard your radio commercial. Here's my email address. Not happening. Now let's go down to the very last part. This is where I kind of get a little upset sometimes, because this is what happens is no media. You can't tell me any restaurant that knows the sales impact specifically from those customers from mass media. Doesn't happen. Doesn't exist. But we do. And what peeves me about it is that the minute I show customers what sales it drove, that is all of a sudden all they judge it on. So what happens is radio is judged up here. TV is judged up here. You bought an ad. You got all this pie in the sky. It's great. Judge it here. The ROI Engine, my program, and other programs like it, you get judged down here. How much sales did it show on the dashboard? Ignore the database. Ignore the who engaged in the ad. Ignore the people you reached. You can't. It's a total package, because it's what you need to have to grow your business. So let's go and look. So we get sales. How do we know what happened? Well, we've got a dashboard. And for a good example, let's look at this client's dashboard. So we attribute. In certain clients, it's different. It depends on how they look at it. Let me move my head. We attribute on this client 33% of the spend that they're paying us, and they're on a $500 program. $500 total, everything spent, all encompassing. $500, 33% of what they spend there is $172 in December, $165 in November. So we attribute that to the advertising spend and the reach that we got. So we had 17,000 people reached in December. We had 437 people engaged, 150 comments, all that good stuff. Those are amazing stats. That is one radio commercial. And we reached 17,000 people, of which the majority of them are right next to the restaurant. If you look at the program stats overall, they've spent 33% of their spend since they started the program in late September is $1,100. 80,000 people reached, 2,203 engagements, 764 paid comments. This doesn't count organic, 108 shares. So now we go to the database, because this is an element that I'm a huge proponent of. Honestly, this chart should be 75% weighted to the database, because your database is what grows your business. Matt Plapp's business has grown every year that my reach has gotten bigger. Your restaurant will get bigger every year. The more people that you engage, the more people that you get their data, the more people you can talk to when you want to, versus having to buy media all the time. So let's look at this. Again, 33% in December was $172.59. We had a really bad month on opt-ins because of Christmas. It kills it. We turned the ads off. We still had 106 opt-ins. Overall, in the month, the whole 4 or 5 months, I guess 4 months, 1,778 opt-ins there. Email, Facebook Messenger, 1194. Now let's look at this. Let's look at the value here. So I'm going to go down here to annual value. And what we have here is where we calculate the impact this database has on your business on an annual basis. So we look at this and we say, okay, this customer, let me fix this formula. This formula's not there. This customer, 33% of their spend, $11.94. So they've got, in this case, we look at it and say, okay, how many times can we drive somebody back? Or how many times can we get a new customer to come in? Because a lot of people we reach are new, but we're also reaching a lot of their best customers, getting them into a database. But how often can I get them back? How many more times? I use the example, a lot of my videos, my favorite restaurant in Northern Kentucky, Walt's Hitching Post. I eat there 3 to 4 times a year. If Walt had my name, phone number, email address, I would be back there more often. All they got to do is send me a picture of ribs and Matt Plapp is there. It is what it is. The bigger your database, the more times you can drive them back. So when you look at this annual value, well, we're making some assumptions that we can get 6 more visits a year out of this new database or out of the people from this program. The average check in the program right now is $14.79. We're seeing 40%. we're getting 40% of the people in this database to physically walk in and spend money. So 40% of 1778 is 696 people. That's this number down here. So if this 696, if they come back an average of 6 times a year, any part of them, so you can say, you know what, we're going to cut this in 3. That these 696 are the first 696, the second night 696, so forth. You get what I'm saying? If they come back 6 times and spend $1,479, that is $61,782.18 in sales, or a 51-to-1 return on the investment. It cost them $1,100 to acquire this data. It could return $60,000 in sales. Let's just say that $30,000. $1,100 to get 30 is still pretty freaking impressive. $1,100 to get 10,000 is great. But I digress. So let's go to the bottom. Let's go to sales. This is brass tacks. So this program, since its inception, of the spend in the program, so far, year to date, 4 or so months, $1,230.23. 696 redemptions. So 696 times somebody has walked into the restaurant and spent $10,297.03. Again, the average check, $1,497. So for $1,200, 34% of the overall spend for the program so far, they've seen $10,000 in sales, or a 8-to-1 ROI. And I showed you earlier how December wasn't great, and it wasn't. It still did $1,400 in sales on $177 spend. $177.82 to get $1,400 in spend. 7-to-1 ROI. You look at January right now. We're at $129.28, 82 redemptions, $1,490 average check, $1,200.22 and 20 cents, 9.45 to 1 ROI. Ladies and gentlemen, none of this is seen on radio or TV or magazines or newspaper. And honestly, your direct mail, because you're not tying it back to the people. Let me show you something. And I'm going to have to blur this out when the screen comes up. But when I go to here and I look at my Raw Redeem tab, this is every person's name, email, Facebook Messenger code, how much they spent, the date redeemed, and what offer they redeemed, and how they opted in since the inception. So I can look and see. I can see what people spent. I can look in here and see that this person, Chance, spent $16 on November 10th at 8:19 p.m. I can see all of this data. I can see all of the opt-ins. I can see a lot of other stuff. I can see the spends on each offer. This place has 5 different promos running right now that we alternate. I can see the redeems, how many have been redeemed. I can see the average ticket, which one is better. I can see the redeem conversion. How many people? 1947, 632. We had 32% on that line. This doesn't count the repeat business. I can see when people come in. People that opted in November, 53% came days 0 through 3. So the day they opted in to the third day they came in, 53% of them. I can see when they're coming in. So my point of this entire thing is to show you that you need to start treating your marketing dollars the same. Stop accepting that you're spending a couple $1,000s here, $500 there. You sponsored this team. You put a sign up on this wall somewhere. You put a magazine ad in. You put a radio commercial up. You put a TV commercial. You don't know what happened to it. And you turn around and you don't do digital marketing that you should be, or when you do it, you don't look at it deep enough and give it credit for all of the levels that you're getting. The quantifiable reach, the quantifiable comments on the posts, likes, shares, the data you get. We just did a survey for one of our clients yesterday asking the favorite beer of their customers. We're going to get a lot of data back. They're going to be able to take that and look and figure out, okay, we need to have more of this beer on tap. The opt-ins, the people you can reach back out to over and over. And then last but not least, the sales. So that's all I've got. I wanted to show this to you. You're more than likely watching this either on Facebook or LinkedIn, or maybe you're watching it on a landing page. You can message my page if it's on Facebook, and you can message the term BizCard, BIZCARD, and I'll send you a free training module to teach you a couple tactics that we have. You can also schedule an appointment with me. If you want to do that through Messenger, you can message me, hey, Matt, I want to talk to you. LinkedIn, hey, Matt, I want to talk to you and see what you're doing. If you're watching us on our landing page, chances are below me, there is a scheduling link and even some opportunities to work with our company on a new promo we've got for my book launch this year and getting 100 new clients for a specific reason for this book launch. So that's all I've got. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I was a little hype. You know what? It's time to go to dinner. See you later.